Hey y'all, I'm Brer Sam, and this is one of my movie reviews. Today I'm reviewing April in Paris, and it's actually not the first time that I've seen this one. I just decided to save it for today because of the plan I had for Ray Bolger's birthday, death day time span, if you know what I mean. He plays the main role in this movie, and he falls in love with Doris Day. My mother called her the queen of the 50s, and I can actually see why. The lady had a great singing voice, and she actually looks very much like Disney's Cinderella. Yeah, that was my first impression of her. She looks like Cinderella. She plays Dynamite Jackson, a beautiful chorus girl who gets sent to Paris by the U.S. government, the Department of State, and that's where Ray's character comes in. He plays S. Winthrop Putnam, and the S stands for Sam. That's my name! I know! But his character is the one who sends Dynamite the letter that sends her to Paris. At first it's a mistake, but then it turns out to be good. And she goes, and they end up falling in love. But at first, Ray just goes with it because if he doesn't, the secretary will be disappointed, and he just does it for promotion. If the festival that he's sending Doris to fails, his career will end. And he's also engaged to the secretary's daughter, Marcia, played by Eve Miller, and I actually kind of thought she was prettier than Doris Day. But ultimately, the lesson that Doris Day's character ends up teaching Ray is that love isn't a peasant thing. Like, sometimes it helps you decide what you really want, and he just throws away his entire career for her. That's true love. And the romance is basically put together by this cad named Philippe Fouquet, played by Claude Dauphin, an actual French actor. And his character was really confusing, because, like, what is he doing? Like, at first you think he's this broke guy trying to get back to Paris, and, like, I'm just asking myself, does he secretly have enough money to get there, and he's just visiting Ray just to set him up with someone? Because in the end, it turns out that he's the matchmaker. He's a matchmaker as a career, and he has a wife and 5 children, and yeah, I don't know what to think of that. It's like going out with Doris Day just to get Ray to love her. I don't know. But it does work. They get together in the end, and actually even before that, they think they're getting married, but it's sort of like Chad and Jeremy on Laredo. Like, the couple thinks that they're getting married, but the guy that they think is ordained isn't really. That's what happened here. Day and Ray think they're getting married, but the guy who officiated wasn't licensed. Yeah, and that's when Claude Dauphin's character had to really get them back together. So when you think about it, he was legitimately trying to help them get together, just had his ups and downs. The major complaint that this movie gets from my family is that Ray Bolger is not Rock Hudson. He's the guy that Doris Day is usually paired up with. And I don't have any disrespect for Rock Hudson. He is a good-looking boy, and when you see Doris with him, it actually looks like Cinderella and Prince Charming. But Rock Hudson could not dance like Ray. I have mutual respect for both of them, and honestly, if you ask me who I like Doris Day better with, I'd call it a tie because I respect them both. Although, because Ray Bolger was actually straight, that might have been more respectful to Rock. And this movie does have some good jokes in it. Like, there's one involving Day and Ray realizing that Philippe has a wife and children, and Ray is peeved off, and he like decides not to believe it, and he just says, if he has children, I'll eat them all on toast. And then the children come down, and Doris Day says, white or whole wheat. I really like that. I actually played that joke in a diner one day. I had to explain it, but it was fun to do. And there's another one where it's right after Ray does a whole dance routine on top of a stove, mind you. Dangerous, but unbelievable. He was really good in that scene. And Doris Day is really impressed, and she says, I didn't know they danced like that in the State Department. And Ray says, it depends on what kind of a state you're in. Even my dad laughed at that. I liked that. The songs are really catchy. I mean, there's one song that Ray sings in the State Department when he's doing a tap dance with portraits of Washington and Lincoln. Yeah, don't get me started on that. That was a fun song, and his dance moves are the bomb. They always are. And there's another song called I'm Gonna Ring the Bell Tonight that Doris Day sings when she's dancing in the cruise ship kitchen. And it's unbelievably clever. The lyrics are great, and it's so fun. So sometimes I find myself singing that nonstop. And then there's another song called That's What Makes Paris Paris. That's my favorite in the film. It is so fun, so catchy. I sang it to my horseback riding instructor, and she thought it was adorable. I find myself humming these songs all the time, particularly when I'm doing my chores, and I'm like, I can't stop singing. And I actually made my own story out of this movie called Joyeux Noël. It's on Wattpad, and I plan on making a soundtrack for it on Thursday, as soon as I finish up Bulger Weekend. So yeah, this movie is a musical. It's got a pretty sweet cast, and the songs are awesome. And while Doris Day may not be in a romance with Rock Hudson, it's still a good one, and it might seem a little silly to some viewers, but I don't mind it. And the character that Ray Bolger plays here, S. Winthrop Putnam, might be among my favorite characters of his. Definitely. It actually suited him, like, not just because he's a goofball, but also because Ray has had lunch with Franklin D. Roosevelt, so he's been in the White House anyway. At least I think he has. And also my mom was a government official, so it's something that I can relate to as well. So it works out. So this movie was really fun to watch. I liked it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye!